Welcome to the Famous ACME Comedy Hollywood and to Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live! And now, please welcome the host of Open Mic Live, it's Josh Paget!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live. We have a fantastic show for you tonight because you are the show. This is the Open Mic Live. My name is Josh Paget. We have about 15 comics who've wandered in off the streets. You guys will be given 4 minutes each. With 1 minute left, I'll turn on the red light over there. You guys know how it works. You've done it many times before. You'll do it probably many times even tonight. All right, this is being broadcast live online and also be posted for on-demand viewing later on HollywoodStandsUp.com. It's all part of a series of stand-up shows that we do here at ACME called Hollywood Stands Up. We also feature comics for 30 minutes and 10 minutes and 5-minute sets. So keep coming back and performing. We'd love to have you get more involved. This weekend, Rebecca Corey is doing a half-hour special here Friday night at 8 o'clock. If you guys come to the open mic on Friday, you get into those shows for free. Opening for her is Jason Duty and Aaron Foley. All three of those comics have performed for Comedy Central and done half-hour specials for them, recorded many albums. So it should be a treat for all of us. All right, enough about other people. Let's focus on tonight's comics. Come to the stage. First up is Eli. Please welcome Eli.
Thank you. I was really nervous having to follow the sketches that were playing on TV. I mean, you guys wanted it, you got it. The fan mail came in. Battleship is a movie. It only took 20 fucking years to answer the question that nobody asked. Hey, let's fix that wireless. I heard me cut out there for a second. I don't perform in those conditions normally. All right, good. Just making sure the audio's up to snuff. Didn't real. Why is that creak louder than my audio? Real unhappy stuff. I had a specific writer that I post on my Tumblr for everyone to read and know out there. But the blue tape's in the proper area, so I know where to hit my mark now. When I see my physical bits. So guys, I'm really glad that Battleship is not doing well. Actually, wait, I'm gonna hit my mark. I'm glad it's tanking. It's not doing well, and they took out there's a line, obviously, what's the line that when we play Battleship, what's the immortal line?
You saw my battleship.
Very good, you should have been more synced up together. Rehearse next week when I run this bit, or if you're at other venues that I'm going to be testing this at. Yeah, you saw my Battleship. They took it out of the movie. The director, I haven't seen the movie, but in an interview, he's like, yeah, we took that line out. We didn't want to be stuck in the 80s. We wanted to keep like a very 2012, like really give it an update. So basically what he just said was, if you were looking for any reason to see this movie, we've taken it out. No reason to come pay for this movie. That's why it's flopped. Instead we got Rihanna, it takes place in Hawaii, and she presses a button to release a missile, and she says mahalo bitches. So that's much better upgrade. I should have bailed it out 20 seconds ago on that bit. Don't like when rappers or celebrities or anybody try to be like common people. Like they try to be like the working man in advertisements. Like this isn't actually a rapper, but Kim Kardashian is in a Midori ad where she's wearing a green dress and she's surrounded by people in white looking at her in shock. And it says stand out, you know, to be unique. And she's not standing out because she's wearing green at a white dress party. It's because she's Kim Kardashian and no one has any fucking clue how she ended up there. She probably got photoshopped in that photo too. But Usher does that too. He has a song where he says, "Thank God the week's done. I feel like a zombie come back to life." You don't work at 9 to 5, Usher. You punch in at 7, punch out at 8, 8:15 if you're doing overtime, and then you reap the benefits sexually for 4 hours after that. That's why we listen to you, to escape from our 9 to 5. It's ridiculous. I feel like the only thing that people of that stature could possibly like sing about is jury duty. But even then, he could literally probably just walk in and be like, "I'm Usher," and walk right the fuck back out, and you'd be excused. I feel like I would relate more to Rick Ross because he he's a pretty grandiose rapper. Like Rick Ross will talk about like do I buy this boat with a suitcase full of cash, or do I just write a check? I don't know. You know, like, I feel like that's a genuine problem for, like, he's at a fucking boat dealership and he's just like, fuck, you guys probably want me to pay with a suitcase full of money because that's what you're used to hearing. I just want to write a check. Start out here for a bit. That's my impression of the inside of Rick Ross's head. I saw Zoe Deschanel shopping for a camcorder at Best Buy the other day. You're just like us, huh? I guess the last thing I'll talk about. I have a friend who, my friend Dominic is in his 40s, and he came out when he was in high school in the 80s, and which I'm surprised he's alive to be my friend still. But he did, and he hooked up with a bunch of jocks while he was in high school. Not necessarily that they were in the closet, they were just at that age, they were curious. They were curious to live in the closet, I guess. And they would all, after they were done fooling around, they'd say to him, like, if you tell anyone, I'll beat the fuck out of you. Like, it got to the point, like, by the fourth time, they're just like, if you tell him, he's like, yeah, kill me, I get it, all right. And then he just, like, leaves. But I think that's really funny because I was recently talking to a girl who was telling me about her first same-sex experience. Whenever you talk to a girl about it, it sounds like a fucking party. She's just like, oh, I didn't know if I was going to come, but my friend's like, no, you'll come. It was the best sleepover ever. We did it together as a team. Whereas when it's like fucking angry, insecure men, it's just one like jerking the other off, like, if you tell anybody about this, I'll kill you in front of your family, and then you. Are you gonna come yet? All right, yeah, this is about as good as it's gonna get. Thank you, good night.
All right, Eli. No, this isn't as good as it's gonna get. It gets better. Yeah. Gets better, Eli. Gets better. You'll do an open mic later tonight, and all those jokes will kill. These people are too dedicated to their craft to have already seen Battleship. Coming up next, we have Eric, Craig, and Steve. Please welcome Eric.
Eric!
All right, there he is. Sticking up on me.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Yay!
Hey, I'm going to talk about the voices in my head. So I have a few discernible voices in my head. I've got the depressed guy who's like, why am I even fucking standing here right now? What a waste. There's the scared guy who's just frightened of basically everything. And there's an angry guy who's just like, fuck! And a really nice guy who's usually getting stoned while the other three are just dealing with reality and all of its terribleness. And so, like, you know, there's some normal people and they're hungry, they're like, oh, I'll make a sandwich, and they go and make the sandwich. But for me, it's a little bit more complicated. You know, I got the depressed guy who's like, you know, man, you might as well just fucking load it up with butter, you fat fuck. You know, you're gonna die soon anyhow. And the scary guy is like, well, I don't know, is that bread have processed wheat in it? The more free radicals you eat, you know, the more likely it is that you're going to get cancer, and then you're likely to die just like everybody else, you know. Fuck, just give me a fucking sandwich, I'm hungry! Come on, guys, no need to have so much drama about this, just eat the sandwich. I agree with that guy! So as you can see, it's kind of complicated. They like band together and make pacts with each other to like gang up on the other ones. Like the other day, the scared guy didn't want to eat cake after 9 o'clock, so the other three banded together. They drug my inner child out of the basement where they keep him. And by the way, my inner child is hideous. It's like a cross between Smeagol from Lord of the Rings and a pile of diarrhea. So you can imagine it. So they get my inner child to terrorize this guy. Eric. What? There's cake in the refrigerator. Oh, I know. It's Sarah's cake. It's for her birthday. It's chocolate cake. Don't you want to eat it? Oh, no. I just brushed my teeth. Eat it, Eric. Eat it. It's your favorite. Oh, I don't want to eat it. Okay, I'll eat the cake. So, anyhow, so if if you have an inner child that is of this disposition, whatever you do, just one word of advice if you're trying, like, keep him in the basement, because last thing you want to do if you're trying to pick up somebody at the bar is speak in tongues to them, because it's, you know, they're out the door as soon as you go, like, they're fucking gone. And it's weird to have such a demonic child, because I actually have a lot of similarities with Jesus Christ, other than my long hair. So I'm a carpenter. I was born on Christmas, and I just love to hang out with lepers and prostitutes. All right, so that's my big closer. Thanks for having me, everybody.
All right. Keep it going for Eric. All right, next up, I imagine all of your guys, all the voices in your head are hanging out in like a 9-square box like the Brady Bunch. Like, that's what was going through my head. I don't know if you want to use it. I forgot. I'm delaying my time. I know that you're next. That's the magic of a wireless mic. All right, coming up, we have Craig, Steve, and Ray. Please welcome to the stage, Craig. It's his first time, ladies and gentlemen. Please support it.
I was so depressed last night, thinking about the economy, the wars, Social Security, the economy. I called the suicide hotline. I had to press 1 for English. I was connected to a call center in Pakistan. I told them I was suicidal. They got excited and asked me if I could drive a truck. Folks, we're screwed. All right, my first joke. I didn't write it, I'll admit. I found it on Facebook. I will henceforth, if I become a comedian, I mean, I've tried everything else. If I do become a comedian, I will never steal anybody's material. If I think it's great and I use it, I will give them credit. How's that? Yeah. And in that logic, this is a true story. On May the 12th, the night of May the 12th, I had a dream. This is a true story. George Carlin came to me. He said, Craig, I want you to collaborate with me. Me? I said, why me? Because you're alive, dummy. So, I really, George Carlin was fantastic. I remember when he was a real, nerdy kind of guy on Bewitched or whatever that show was, and he turned into a hippie, and then he became this incredible, anti-establishment genius. So he's fantastic, but I never really thought he'd come to me in my dream, but it's true. I Googled him and everything. I wanted to find out, what the heck, why me? Do you know he was born on May 12th? And that is the night he came to me in the dream. So, I looked on YouTube. I found an incredible monologue he gave. That's where the credit comes in. I modified it to suit me a little bit, okay? Because we have to carry it forward. He died in 2008. I've got at least 1 or 2 years left. So, let's move it forward. And then, when I'm gone, I'm going to haunt somebody else. And they'll take over. But someone's got to follow in George Carlin's tradition, I think. All right. Well, I don't know how much time I have, so I'll try to do it fast. I call this I'm a modern man. I don't know what percentage is George Carlin, what percentage is me, and I don't know if I'm in the limelight here or whatever. It's going to be recorded. Good Lord. Anyway, I'm a modern man. And I think it's important because I span 2 centuries. The 20th and this one. Okay. I'm a late bloomer, what can you say? But I'm a modern man. A man for the millennium. Digital and organic, wired and wireless, with no strings attached. I'm a diversified, multicultural, postmodern, deconstructing, fictional revisionist. A prince of artists, pro and con. I've been uplinked and downloaded. I've been inputted and outsourced. I know the upside to downsizing and the downside of upgrading. I'm a high-tech lowlife, a cutting-edge, state-of-the-art, bi-coastal multitasker. I'm new wave, but I'm old school, because my inner child is outward bound. Outward bound, but doesn't throw up. Referring to our previous guest. I'm a hot-wired, heat-seeking, warm-hearted, cool customer. Solar generated and biodegradable. Yeah, I'm behind the 8 ball, but I'm ahead of the curve. Pushing envelopes, dodging bullets. I'm on point, on task, on top, and off drugs. I got no need for coke or speed. I got no urge to binge or purge. I'm in the moment, on the edge, over the rainbow, and under the radar. I'm a high concept, low profile, medium range ballistic missionary. I'm a street smart wise bomb. A street smart wise bomb? No, a street wise smart bomb. I gotta work on this. I'm a Top Gun bottom feeder. I beat power mites, I got gigabytes. I go on joy rides, I hear mainstream lies. I buy loose lip sync ships posters by the bushel. I'm a totally Rihanna-fied slam dunk rainmaker with a proactive outreach. Some say I'm a raging workaholic. Others say I'm a working rageaholic, out of rehab and in denial. Hey, I could be your personal trainer or your very own chauffeur. How about your personal assistant with a personal agenda? You can't shut me up and you can't dumb me down. I'm tireless, I'm peerless. I'm an alpha male on beta blockers. Or is it a beta male on alpha blockers? I'm laid back and fashion forward. The red light is on. Does that mean I got 1 minute?
2 minutes ago.
I'm almost done. Oh, thank you. I'm laid back and fashion forward. A non-believer and an overachiever. Up front, down home, low rent, high def. Supersized, fast acting, and let me tell you folks, very, very long lasting. For the love of freedom, I'm a sacred fool and a brilliant maniac. I'm the son of Jesus and a Jesuit's brainiac. I'm Buddha's boo-boo, Lao Tse's lollipop, but above all this, I'm a little wisp of cilantro in Ho Chi Minh's matzo ball soup.
All right, good up for Craig when it's on seance. All right, coming up next we have Steve, Ray, and Laura. Please take over Steve.
A lot of pressure. I'm following George Carlin, guys. Thought I was safe. I'm gonna try to jump on this comedy bandwagon, being one of these comics that admits his vulnerabilities on stage. Hope this is a safe place for me. Extreme heat and cold. Very vulnerable to those. Blunt and edged weapons, firearms, bacteria and viruses, and hot Asian pussy. That's the main one right there. That's the punchline, guys. A little distracted. Earlier today, I chickadee-checked myself, and sure enough, I had rickety-wrecked myself. I've been warned about that. I'm on my 4th day of a new diet I'm trying, where I have been eating nothing but Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. And guys, I have to tell you, I feel groggy. There's no nutrition in those things, guys. It's just sugar and corn. You can't eat those for 4 days. You'll feel terrible. Oh, here's good news, though. I am really excited by this. I just discovered that you can also use those abortion wires to hang up your clothes. That's great news. I was so worried. Why did my girlfriend have 100 of these things in her closet? Sweetie pie, it's great to be prepared. But how many more abortions do you think we're going to do this year? We've got like 97 too many in there. I'm working on a screenplay now. I am writing a sequel to the movie 6 Degrees of Separation. Well, actually, I'm not but a friend of a friend of a friend of mine is. I'm winning this crowd over one by one. Guys, I've noticed the last 10 years, 15 years, that these things that used to be kind of redneck and low class, like trucker caps and mustaches and drinking Pat Blue Ribbon beer, have sort of been taken over by like the hipsters, the cool people, who do them as a joke. And I'm going to get in on this myself. I'm having a little get together this weekend. I want to make sure, how can I be sure that everyone knows that I'm burning a cross ironically? I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea, like I did at my last get together, where we gay bashed someone satirically. That was very uncomfortable. A lot of people don't get satire. At that time, we roofied a chick sarcastically. Some people don't get satire. You know, most of us thought it was funny. I'd say 9 out of 10 of us thought it was hilarious. Let me end a little bit with a little scripture here, guys. One of my favorite Bible verses. John 3:16. You might be familiar with it. For God so loved the world, he raped a virgin and tortured the bastard to death. That's from the King James Bible, rough draft. They did polish it up a bit for the final version, but that's the rough draft. But my name is Steve Snyder. Thank you guys so much.
Good work, Steve. All right, coming up we have Ray, Laura, and Pedro. Please welcome Ray.
Anyway, my name's Ray. I'm Australian. I just drinking water tonight. I usually like to have a beer before I come up on stage. I help Vines take the edge off the cocaine I've been doing outside, which I only do to pick myself up because I've been smoking pot all day, which I only do to calm myself down because I was on speed the night before, which I only do to pick myself up because I have a heroin addict. So yeah, I'm at a good level. I used to go to university, but I got kicked out. I got busted for plagiarism in my first year. The teacher called me into her office and said, Ray, you've copied your essay off the internet. It's straight off the internet. And I said, look, all right, that's a lie. Because Ray Badron doesn't cheat, all right? Anyway, it is a little bit hard to talk yourself out of that kind of thing when halfway down the first page of your essay it says, click here for more information. Worst part was it was actually a handwritten essay, so I don't know why I did that for. Like being over here in the US, like things are heaps cheaper than Australia. You got bargains too. I just went to this office shop recently. It's got office supplies and stuff like that. I saw they got a bargain bin at the front, and they've got 70% off diaries from last year. 70% off 2011 diaries. Pretty good bargain. You might laugh, might think it's stupid, but picked up a few of them. And in 2016, when the days match back up, I'm sitting on a fucking gold mine. I like trying to be creative. I like trying to write comedy, and it's hard, you know, because you just fill your mind up with so much junk, so much shit on TV. And my nephew and niece, they're creative kids. Like they write, they draw, they sing, and I watch what they fill their mind up with. SpongeBob SquarePants, right? Easily the most creative show on TV, in my opinion. It's about SpongeBob, wears a school uniform, lives in a pineapple under the sea, right? I've got no fucking idea how someone came up with that, right? Like that's impressive. And I googled it. I thought, how did someone come up with this? And what I found out was, in 2002, SpongeBob SquarePants came under a lot of controversy. He was attacked by the Christian church. Christian church attacked him and said, we don't like SpongeBob because SpongeBob's gay. SpongeBob's gay and he's a bad influence on kids. And they approached the writers. They said, look, is SpongeBob gay? And the writers said, well, you know, we didn't really take his sexuality into account when we wrote about him because he's a fucking kitchen sponge. A lot of homeless people. I'm staying in at a friend's place in West Hollywood. Hollywood. A lot of homeless people around the place. Guy came up to me recently, said, I haven't eaten in 4 days. I said, you should try force yourself. There's some great restaurants around here. Yeah, so I think the funniest things, I like writing comedy, but the funniest things happen in real life. Like the best thing I've ever done, the funniest thing in my opinion, best thing in my life. I rent this unit back in Sydney, and we have a house inspection every now and then. I don't know if you guys have those things as well, but from the real estate agent. And the real estate agent sent over a letter saying, come over and inspect your house on this date. And she had quite a unique name. So, because I'm a weirdo, what I decided to do with all my free time was look her up on Facebook. And then what I proceeded to do was download pictures of her and put them in frames around my unit.
Nice.
She didn't find it funny as you, really. She just got really scared, really scared. Pretty sure it was the photo of her graduating from high school on my bedside table. Took it to the next level, really, but yeah. All right, anyway, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Ray. Welcome to the United States. Coming up next, we have Laura, Pedro, and Andy. Please welcome Laura.
Hey guys! Woo! My boyfriend broke up with me. Yeah, it's alright. Apparently I'm too positive. It's fine. I can't really fault him. It does take a special kind of guy to stay with someone who has HIV, so can't really fault him for that. It's okay. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm also from Australia. It's probably the accent is a giveaway. I love this country. I love you guys so much. It's like, you're so supportive. It's so nice. Back home when I started comedy, someone actually said to me, but Laura, you're not fucking funny. You've never said a funny thing in your life. I was like, oh, thanks, Dad. Okay. Don't worry, he rang the next day, apologised. Said it was the alcohol talking. Which I think is a load of bullshit, because I was thinking about it, and I fucking wish alcohol was my dad. Like, alcohol would be a really good dad. You know, he makes me feel good about myself. He lets me sleep in on the weekends. He's been there at every major milestone in my life. He was there when I lost my virginity, which is nice. Not that I wanted my dad to be there when I lost my virginity. That sounds fucking weird. No, you guys are really nice, and I think the true test to how nice you guys are, Americans, because I don't know, there's one Australian. He's a dickhead as well. How nice Americans are is if you compare yourselves to another country who are well renowned for being super nice, Germany. And a great example of this are two shows side by side. America's Next Top Model with Tyra Banks, American, and Project Runway with Heidi Klum, German. So this is Tyra. Before me, I have 12 beautiful girls, but only 11 will remain. Whereas Heidi, designers. In fashion, 1 week you were in and the next week you were out. So who's it gonna be? The girl who takes amazing photos? Or the girl who has lots of personality? Jacqueline, your designs are boring. Brandon, your design was not yet finished and we just don't like your face. So the girl going home tonight is... Alex, I'm so sorry. You have to go back to the house, pack your bags, and leave. But please remember that this is not the end of your journey. Brandon, you are out. Please leave and walk into oncoming traffic. Off with his end. There's a direct transcript from the show. Yeah, I just like copied that down from the TV. So you can see how nice you guys are. Thanks for being nice again. You guys are awesome.
All right, we've all done open mics at the hostel. It's nice when the hostel can come to the open mics. Ladies and gentlemen, come up next to Pedro, Andy, and Richard. Please welcome Pedro.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. How's it going? First first of all, give it up for this open mic not having a cover charge. I think it's nice. Yeah, sure, whatever, that's nice. Some open mics have cover charges, which I get, you know, you have to run a business, but as a comedian performing on those, it's kind of depressing, you know? Because it's like, one day, I would like to be paid money to do stand-up comedy. So when I have to pay money so that I can do stand-up comedy, it's kind of like I'm living literally the complete opposite of my dream. It's a little bit sad. It's disheartening. Life is sad recently for me. I'm subletting this lady's apartment in town, and she lives with 3 cats. So now for the summer, I live with 3 cats, and she owns a bunch of really old, sad Motown records. So now I own a bunch of really old, sad Motown records. And it's cool, because it's like I'm subletting her apartment, but I'm also kind of like subletting her loneliness, you know? It's fun. But the other day I was driving around kind of a rough part of town. I was going to visit my friend, and I had my iPod in the cup holder, laptop on the back seat, and a copy of the book Great Expectations, the passenger seat. And I parked on the street, and I looked at my iPod, and I thought, oh, this is kind of a rough part of town. I should probably hide that. So I put it in the glove compartment. I looked at my laptop. I was like, probably should do the same thing with that. Put it under the seat, and then I looked at my copy of Great Expectations, and I made a very quick and pretty racist snap judgment and decided my 900-page Charles Dickens novel was probably going to be fine. And it was. When I got back to the car, nobody had stolen it. It was fine. But when I thought of it, I kind of wish that somebody had stolen it, you know, to like prove me wrong, you know, and like not validate my mild racism. And like I wish somebody had like broken the window and taken the book and left a note that said, "What, you think we don't appreciate Victorian literature? Crips for life." I wish that had happened. You know? Would have been nice. This is America. You can be a Crip and a scholar, you know? Gotta believe. You guys are all on Facebook, I'm sure, and I don't know if you've noticed this recently, but on Facebook, when you invite people to an event, now when people decline your invitation, Facebook notifies you, like they tell you when somebody says no, and I find that really sad because inviting people to events on Facebook used to be like you just released a bunch of doves out of your window, and you don't know where those doves went, you know, they're just out there. That's your gift to the world, and sometimes they come back, and that's great, but otherwise you don't know. But now, it's kind of like you get like a headless dove in your mailbox with a note attached that says, "I'm not coming to your barbecue." It's really, a lot of dove owners in the crowd tonight. I don't know. It's a soft spot for people, I guess. Oh, fuck, I don't know. I have another joke, I think. Well, all right. That's fair. Let me run my time while looking. Maybe I'll come up with something else. I won't run the light too long, though. No, these are just a bunch of places that I applied for jobs recently. That's all I found. Swark Coffee. That's my last joke. Swark Coffee. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks, Pedro. Thank you, Pedro. All right, coming up next we have Andy, Richard, and then Jeremiah. Please welcome Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm an American, but don't read too much into my body language. Most of my body language is in German. French? French? No? Boy, I feel like a deer in the headlights up here. Do you have that expression in Australia? Yeah. Deer in the headlights? It's getting better though. I feel like the headlights are getting smaller. It really doesn't make a lot of sense because that means the car is going in reverse and I'm a deer with glasses on. Which sort of strange. No? Let's have a moment of silence for that last joke. Why don't we bow our heads? Man, it's weird. I just figured out last night, if you search on Yelp for a prostitute from my neighborhood, the highest ranking result that comes back is a review of my neighborhood. Koreatown is a wonderful place to visit. And that is true. It's structured like a joke, but it's a true statement. I was looking on meetup.com for a group of agoraphobics. But I found the group. It just seems like they have trouble getting together. Yeah, let's shit can that one. Let's not even try it again. This shit tastes like it was cooked at sea level. That is the punchline to a joke about high altitude cooking instructions. It's actually an in media res beginning to a joke. Alright, motherfucker. My higher power is fucking with me. I don't know if you know Aristotle's dictum to start in the middle of things, but that's what that joke was attempting to do. Starting in the middle and experience technical difficulties in the middle of a very avant-garde sort of joke. You are welcome. I don't know a lot of things, you guys. I traveled over the weekend. Anyone else travel? Memorial Day? Fly? Yeah. Here's one thing I do know. If you find yourself in the lactation room at the Atlanta airport, there is no need to introduce yourself to anybody. And don't slurp. Try not to slurp. It's a breastfeeding room for all you gentlemen, if you're not aware. A lot of obscure references tonight. All right, Professor, tell us some jokes you wrote down at the library. I actually don't write my jokes at the library anymore. It's like a soup kitchen down there. Seriously, have you been down there? It's like a Hieronymus Bosch painting. There are people crawling out of mules and fire. There are a lot of regional differences with homelessness. In Chicago, the homeless all have copies of The Onion, and they try to sell it to you, the print version. They're not selling you laptops with The Onion on it. And then here, they have grocery carts. In Salt Lake City, where I just came from, they all have backpacks, which made me realize, there's really a fine line between homelessness and camping. Homelessness, if you think about it, is just sort of camping in the wrong place. You just had bad aim, really. All right, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Andy. Los Angeles is the only place where the homeless can also be hoarders, right? You see guys with like 8 shopping carts. Another guy, his name is Bond, and he has 19 hardback suitcases. 19. And he goes crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Richard, Jeremiah, then Sean. Please welcome Richard.
What up, Acme, the bright light scene. So I was driving over here because this open mic was closed last week. So I was driving over here and I wasn't too sure if I was gonna come. So I decided to call this place. Has anybody ever called this place? Yeah. Okay, it's like the most asinine machine you'll ever talk to in your life. It's I called it. It's like, welcome to Acme Comedy Theater. Fuck you. For stupid information, press 1. I don't know, it was like, for movie or for ticket times or some shit, press 1. For schedule or some shit, press 2. I'm like, alright, it didn't say the open mic. There's 3 options. I was like, where the fuck? I don't know where the open mic is. So I pressed 1. It's like, bunch of stupid information. If you would like to go back to the last menu, press the German word for no. What the fuck is the German word? Press 9. Okay, so I press 9. It's like, congratulations! You're an idiot. I don't know, if you ever are feeling smart, don't ever call this place, because it's just the most condescending shit ever. But anyway, so I had an interesting week. Anyway, so did you guys get that solar eclipse? Did anybody see that solar eclipse? That was like last week, right? That shit was crazy as fuck. It was like the sun and the moon. It was like a really bright moon. So I got in a car accident last week. And it was because I was looking. Well, I know what you guys are thinking. That's what happens when you drive drunk and you look at the sun while driving. But it's a solar eclipse. You had to look at the solar eclipse. And I tell you, that's what happens when kids walk on the freeway. Don't worry, my car is okay. Nothing happened to my car. And I told my friends, I was like, dude, did you guys check out that solar eclipse? And they're like, dude, Diablo just came out. And I was like, okay. They're like, look, there's gonna be like 4 solar eclipses in my lifetime. There's only one Diablo. And I know what you guys are thinking. What's a solar eclipse? Solar eclipse is when the moon passes in front of the sun, and then it's really bright and you hit a car in front of you. Okay, so, all right. I also played Risk for the first time, like last week. Fuck Europe. That shit's ridiculous. I don't know. I hate shit that I suck at. Like, so what's premature ejaculation anyway? Like, is that like when you come before she does? Because that can't be right. Because if that's right, I've never had a mature ejaculation. And they say that, you know, if you jerk off a lot, that can give you premature ejaculation. So, like, if you want to stop premature ejaculating, you can just stop jerking off. But fuck that. I'm married. How else am I going to get off? The joke only works if I'm married. I can tell you I have a girlfriend, but I can get out. I got to jerk off. Fucking. Let's see. Jerking off. Man, dude, I'm always like, I've got a billion things I could talk about. I'm for sure that Australian dude, or like when he was up here talking, I was like, dude, he's gonna stop talking in Australian accent any second now. Like, good day, mate. I was like, I'm not Australian, I'm just kidding, but for sure you're not Australian. Holy fuck, dude, we got real shit. I work in San Diego, so I spent a lot of time in San Diego, and there's like this area, I was like in the line to go to this club or whatever. Not a single person spoke English, so I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And it's not like they were speaking Spanish. If you were speaking Spanish, I could totally understand that. Because you can't live in Southern California if you don't speak, you gotta know a little bit of Spanish. But they were like speaking French, German, I don't know what I was gonna say after that, but it's really weird, I don't know. LA is cool, we got a lot of different people, it's cool. We got gay people, black people, white people, still can't say the N-word. See, yeah, okay. See, like, it's, oh, damn it. Fuck it, I got flashed. So, yeah. That didn't go as I planned, but in my head it was cool. My family thought those jokes were funny, but yeah, okay, I'm done now.
But you get the award for covering the broadest range of topics in 3 minutes. That's had everything. You had hitting kids with your car, being made feel stupid by your answering machine. Oh man, masturbation jokes. I was worried. I was like, you're into 3 minutes, you know, the classic comic masturbation joke. All right, coming up next we have Jeremiah, Sean, then Mike. Please welcome Jeremiah.
Hello, Acme! I also hear voices in my head. They're thoughts. They're called thoughts. Guys, I think it's too easy for kids these days to look at porn on just look it up. They can just type in boobs on Google Images. They've got it in like 2 seconds. Like when I was a kid, you at least had to work for it a little bit. Like I would, like if I was interested in looking at boobs, like I had to go to the library and look it up like in an encyclopedia or something. I'd be like boobs, boobs. Image not available. See titties. That's weird. Titties. Why is the T always missing? Dang it. What's another word for boobs? Mammary glands. Mammary glands. Mammary glands. It's a diagram of a boob. That'll have to work. Oh, Mrs. Wright doesn't see me. Talk about a gooey decimal system. so easy back in the day. So easy. And then they went and ruined it. That you had to do 3 things back in the day. 3 things. Cook, clean, and make babies. That's it. But like all of a sudden women's rights are like, I want to be viewed as an equal to a man. I want to be considered just as smart because I want to show the world that I'm just as good as any man that I can do. It's like, if a man was offered that same like option, like nothing would have gotten done in this world. It's like, okay, Frank, we have an offer for you. 3 things. All right, I'm listening. You gotta cook, you gotta clean, and you gotta make babies. What's the catch? Well, you'll be viewed as mentally inferior to women for the rest of your life. And like that'd be the best thing ever. Thank you. Like I would love that. I would love the opportunity to just cook, clean, and make babies. It's like whatever. I'm gonna expand on that. I like that, guys. Also, too, women. The way that you used to dress, like I loved it. Like, it was classy, long, flowing dresses. Like, as a man, like, you'd be looking at a woman and you're like, I wonder, what's going on underneath there? I wonder what's under that. But now it's just like the tightest clothes ever. It's like a symbiote suit. It's just like, and then as soon as you unbutton that top button, it's just like, and they're like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That bit needs some work. That's cool. That's cool, guys. Thank you for your time on Jeremiah Watkins.
There's pro-women and anti-women that can follow it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 comics, Sean, Mike, Tyler. Who's coming up next? Sean, welcome.
Hello, assembled throng, people at home. How you doing? This may be a little controversial, but I believe there's one thing that white people can do better than black people. Exhibit tattoos. Not wrong about that. So, let's see. Hey, Lindsay Lohan, right? Lindsay Lohan, she's in trouble. She's coming back, right? We all pretty excited about that. She got cast as Liz Taylor in a new film. You guys excited? I think we're all excited. But I imagine she's going to play Liz Taylor ages 50 and up. Right? That's probably what's going to happen. Amanda Bynes is in trouble too. America's sweetheart, right? All these child stars getting in trouble. Amanda Bynes, yeah. She got a DUI recently. She hit a car recently. However, it is nice that she's transitioning to adult roles. So, that's kind of cool. I've been having a lot of nightmares recently. You guys probably have those common ones like falling off a cliff, your teeth are falling out, means you're getting old, like there's a madman running after you with a knife, you can't move. I've been getting the one which I believe is increasing a lot these days. The nightmare, you know, the one where M. Night Shyamalan is finishing a new film? Oh, no. M. Night Shyamalan's in the back, guys. But I'm not afraid to take him on. I'll take him on right now. Welcome, Philadelphia. Forever, brother. M. Night Shyamalan, right? Actually, this is a true story. I'll tell you something true. This isn't even a joke. If you look at his last 7 movies on IMDb, the level, the number, you know how they give it a rating? They all go down in quality. The last 7, each one goes down and is worse than the one before it. That's how bad it is. I think, what's the last one that?
Happening?
No. Was the what kids one he did?
Oh,
like
Airbender.
Airbender. It's like 2.8 or something. That's hard to get a 2.8 on IMDb. That would be good for a grade point, but. So a lot of phrases are gone, dead and gone forever from the American lexicon. Like the phrase "better dead than red." Maybe you guys have heard of that. It was in communist movies a lot. I don't know if you've heard of it in Australia. It meant it was better to be dead than to be a communist. But actually, I looked it up. It turns out the phrase "better dead than red" is not gone forever. It's just used by a much, much smaller group of people. Dead sea enthusiasts. I'm not going to explain that. So Dick Cheney, right? He was in the news. He got a heart transplant. He got a new heart. Here's my question. Did it come pre-blackened, or are they just allowing it to blacken slowly over time? That's my question, right? Dick Cheney, you're okay with Dick Cheney. Not M. Night Shyamalan, that's good. I'm gonna take off the boxes. Let's see, here's one you won't like. I won't do that. Do it? Yeah, it's kind of, I'll do this one. Let me do this one instead. There's good signs. Like, not everything's bad in this country, even though the economy's slumping, everything's pretty bad. Like, American entertainment is, like, hugely popular all over the world. Films and TV shows. Like, American TV shows are also, you probably know, like, Avengers is like a monster hit. But American TV shows also travel well around the world, right? I'll keep it on the Australian people, right? So you have a lot of American TV shows to watch, right? Yeah, that's why I came here, because of the American TV shows, guys. We're pretty happening where entertainment goes. But sometimes when they send American TV shows overseas, they repackage them, they retitle them, the shows, so that the locals will understand what the shows are about. And I was looking it up. According to Jim, is actually doing the worldwide circuit right now. Here's what according to Jim is called in France. This Jimmy is not so funny, no? It was great that Mike wrote that. Here's what it's called actually in Australia. You guys can back this up. According to John Belushi's unfunny brother. Here's what according to Jim is called in Israel. Hey, the Holocaust was pretty terrible, but this is a close second. All right, thanks a lot, you guys. Anyway.
At least it's topical. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next we have Mike Tyler, then Russell. Please welcome Mike. Mike Caraba. The German laugher in the back shows his face.
And the place went quiet. I should probably clarify, you have my full-fledged support for any M. Night Shyamalan joke. I was laughing wholeheartedly. I just was completely shocked to have an M. Night Shyamalan reference come up in my face, like sitting back there. And yes, I am German. Did you think you could make an entire afternoon with German references without a German cropping up somewhere? We are everywhere! Be advised, one of you might actually be one of us and not know it. That joke is great if you saw the movie Telephone with Charles Bronson. Okay, yeah, I'm German. I usually go first. It happens anytime I go up somewhere, people are like, once they find out where I'm from, they go, you should go first. After all, you guys are used to being in the front lines. Too soon. Too soon. All right, let's give that another 70 years. Somewhere in the future. I did a show in Long Beach the other day. Also, true story. This is not the punchline. There was a sign language interpreter standing next to me. It was, there were deaf people there, and they want to laugh too. And this guy stands next to me, and he goes, "Coming to the stage, it's Mike Caraba. He's German." Really? That's sign language for German? What's sign language for French? Well, I'm still processing the, according to Jim Belushi's not funny brother line. That was awesome, by the way. All right, I'm sidetracking myself. Focus, focus. Oh, focus.
Hey, Joseph, up there in the booth, did you hear the hot pussy reference? Hot Asian pussy? No, he didn't. He's probably falling asleep somewhere. Okay. Hey, God, what did I want to say? You guys are all familiar with the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Pretty silly question. John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Yeah, okay. But did you know that we had a pope, the one before Benedict, the German, by the way, who was a huge Beatles fan? Pope John Paul. John Paul, anyone? If you read his subtitles closely, it said George and Ringo are cool too. You guys, do you remember Pope John Paul II? He was Polish. What did you cut me off when I say Polish? Is it because I'm German? Now, seriously, do you remember, like, as he was getting older and he was doing his Easter blessings and it really started showing his colors, you know, how much he loved the Beatles when he would come out on the balcony and the reporter would be like, there's the Pope. The moment we've been all waiting for. What is he going to say? And the Pope would stumble out and go, I am he, and you are he, and we are all together. Cuckoo. You don't remember that? Yeah, thank you. You were there. Picture yourself in a boat on the river with tangerine dreams and marmalade sky. I remember that. Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey. Really? Did the Pope just talk about the monkey? He did. Okay, anyone in here Catholic or just me? Oh, so you're all going to hell. Okay. All right, that's all I needed to hear. Thank you so much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next we have Tyler Russell, then Joyce. Tyler, coming up.
Thank you. I spent the last 3 months writing a pilot, but he won't write me back. Some people need the numbers to tell time, but not on my watch. Some of these are really dumb. Some of these are pretty helpful. Not many people know that Helen Keller was once arrested for committing an almost senseless crime. I think the guy they caught in Florida was just making fan art for the movie Face Off. Good. He didn't know it at the time, but young Cat Stevens was actually rebelling against old Cat Stevens. Guys, am I doing this right? Is this how you do that? I don't know. All right, thank you. What if IKEA is just a meatball restaurant with a lot of seating? I'm sick of the endless debate. I get in it a lot where people are like, whether it's pronounced Porsche or Honda Civic, but I clearly drive a Porsche. All right. You're not alone. I think these are dumb too. All right. Good. Am I the only one uncomfortable calling them colored pencils? Is that just me? Maybe urban pencils? I don't know. I like to think that the song Night Moves by Bob Seger originated as an old Negro spiritual telling them when to leave. No? Okay. It's all right, I'm black. Thank you. Did I lose you guys there? All right, that's good. When are they going to come out with head, shoulders, knees, and toes for people with extreme dandruff? Thank you. I like to think of the song Boy Named Sue as the backstory for actress Susan Sarandon. Is that, I don't get why that was a dig. All right. Have you guys seen this penultimate fighting? It comes on right before Ultimate Fighting. Have you seen this? People don't get me. Said feline leukemia. Okay. I don't know. I don't understand any of these reactions whatsoever, especially the laughing. I'm not getting that. Let's see. People debate this all the time, but I do think that New York is more comedically advanced than LA by like 3 hours. Betty White is the Justin Timberlake of the Golden Girls. Clear breakout star right there. Where's Rue McClanahan now? That's what I want to know. That's what I thought. What are we doing with our lives, guys? We're going to look back and think this was a fulfilling life? All right, that's good. That's good. Maybe Jews just prefer God's older stuff. The German guy. That makes it extra creepy. The people I feel bad for are actual Nigerian princes who are in financial trouble. That's as good as it's going to get. Thank you, guys. My name's Tyler Green. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic, Tyler. Great one-liners. Coming up next, there's Russell, Joyce, and Dana. But I think Russell and Joyce have left. Russell? Joyce? They took off. Dana, you're next. Everybody, please welcome Dana.
Hey, guys. Clap for yourself. You performed today. You know you're getting old when the highlight of your Friday night is going to a Trader Joe's. How do you not love Trader Joe's, though, right? You walk in, there's bright lights. They're playing 80s music. You can dance if you want to. Everything's $3.99 and under. I can roll with that. The cashiers are so nice to you. They're not like fake LA nice. They're like genuine. This guy was like, what plans do you have for tonight? I'm like this, doing this all night. How long can I stay here for? You can dance if you want to. He's like, you need to leave. You need to go. Kicked out of Trader Joe's. Roll big on Friday nights, I don't know. Was pulled over by a cop, and I just played my cards completely wrong. He asked the typical question like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, think like a woman, play dumb. Don't do this. As these words were coming out of my mouth, I was just like, why are you saying this, Dana? Like, no, I had no idea. You didn't stop at those 2 stop signs, too. Really? I didn't see any of them. Oh my God, I'm a girl. Don't do this, girls. Don't. It's so bad. So he comes back with this ticket, $266. Obviously, I deserve it. And he gives me back my license, and he goes, your license picture's cute. Are you 23 or 24? Like, 24. See, you went to USC. I used to live around there. Oh, really? You went to school there, too? Are you going to erase that ticket and fight on? I didn't go to school there. I just lived there in a house and threw parties. Lady killer. Like, is this guy flirting with me after he gives me a ticket? This does not work this way, buddy. We do this before, and if you like the way it goes, give me a warning. Then it gets weirder. He's like, so what kind of men are you into? Not men that charge me $266. All right? I didn't say that, though. I said I like men in uniform. Here's my number. We're going to go out to approximately 15 dinners, and then I'm done. I think it's weird when guys want to hook up when it's our time of the month. So I warn you guys, and I let you know, it's a war zone down there. There's soldiers with ammunition, generals, Lieutenant Dan, whose legs got caught off in a wheelchair, rolling around smoking a cigarette. Lieutenant Dan. Bombs going off. Guys, it's a bloody battle, okay? Just warning you. Once you leave, you may need therapy. That's all I'm saying. Do I have a minute? Am I done? When that light go off? That's it? Okay, thank you guys. Go ACME.
Thanks, Dana. There's also one guy down there that's talking a lot about shrimp. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Acme Hollywood Stands Up Open Mic Live. We'll be back Friday. Hope to see you all then. Have a good night.